just something else, Paola, that came up on the chat. Now, there was on the OIM chat, there was a couple of references to it, and I'm just going to throw it out there and see what your thoughts are on the cannabis plant in relation to not so much getting the high on it, but just going to throw it in there for medical reasons and the properties that the plant has, and the fact that it has been banned since, well, my lifetime anyway.
I would like to answer that not only for cannabis but for psychoactive plants in general, cannabis being one of them, and many others that people know. Plants are the children of the earth, so as we are. They grow from the earth, they are food from the earth. Every single plant and tree that grows from our mother has a particular quality, and a different consciousness that helps us with different things. Some of them are extremely nutritious, some of them are full of iron, some of them are full of potassium, some of them have sugar, some of them have psychoactive characteristics. So what I mean with that is that some plants are like keys. They open portals into different vibrations. And that can be any door, any vibration. Each one of them works completely different and has its own consciousness and its own characteristic. So it is very important that whoever decides to use plants, whether it's a herbalist or psychoactive substances, that they know and are deeply informed of which door they are opening. In the same way, you need to know whether the plant is poisonous or not. If you're choosing to use a plant that has a consciousness that's going to open a spiritual realms, you need to know which door you're opening. You need to know, or you need to go there with somebody who knows the place, who knows how to take you in and how to take you out.
Would you be referring to one of these things being the ayahuasca experience?
Certainly, one of them is the ayahuasca. Iboga is another one. The mushrooms, which were very big in Ireland for a while. All these plants have different characteristics that they open portals in between dimensions. Now, the plants are there for a reason. If people choose to use them, fine. I believe if you choose to use them, you need to know what you're doing. And there is another side to it, which is not everyone is prepared to open certain portals. And a lot of people, you often hear stories about some people took some this and that, mushrooms, and they blah blah blah, and they never came back from the journey. Well, that is true and that is real, because a lot of the time the soul gets trapped in between realms. Not because the plant physically is going to leave you insane or mad, but because spiritually your energy leaves the body and you don't know how to come back.
Yeah.
And at the time you open cracks in the mind and in the psyche, in the ego mind, that do not close again. When you take a psychotropic substance, being cannabis, hashish, ayahuasca, cocaine, your ego self, you imagine that the ego self is like a filter, a mesh that's all around your being. like a skin made of mesh. So when you take that substance, that mesh starts first expanding. So it starts expanding beyond your skin, further away, and then it starts dissolving. So what happens is that the apparent separation that you experience, let's say from your skin to the chair you're sitting on, that separation starts dissolving. And you start melting with the consciousness of the world around you. So the right side of your brain starts expanding, and you can have experiences where you can see the different dimensions, where you can understand what quantum physicists talk about when they say we're all waves. There's no real material reality. It's all an illusion. All of that can become very apparent and real. Now, in that time of experiences, from the moment that your ego mind is dissolving until of the moment, let's say, of absolute dissolution into the light and into nothingness, we have light years of worlds, beings, experiences, things, all sorts of everything. So if you don't know how to navigate your way into nothingness and then come all the way back, it is very possible that you're going to get lost in the thousands and millions of worlds that are in between that place. And normally it's what happens to people. You're going to talk to different beings, you're going to experience speaking to people who have died, maybe beings from other planets. All sorts of things are possible. And again, they might be very valuable, but the value of it is not the experience itself. The value is, okay, that's great, you just went out on a journey, you were able to merge your consciousness with the consciousness of the tree. Now, what are you going to do with that? How is that going to make your life better?
Yeah.
If there is no integration process after an experience like that, that experience, instead of bringing any healing or any enlightenment, it only brings chaos into the system. Because then, when the substance starts going off, your ego mind, that mesh that we're talking about, starts forming again. Now, you imagine that you don't know how to navigate these realms. And from a place of total dissolution, a mesh starts forming. So maybe get in your mind the image of what a fisherman does when they throw a net into the sea and they pull it out. So the mesh of your ego mind is going to start pulling into your being as it starts coming back into your body, whatever's around, if you don't know how to do it. And you're going to end up fishing God knows what, from God knows where, into your psyche and into your whole being. And when you wake up from the journey, maybe you're going to feel great and full of light because you were fishing in the realm of angels. But a lot of the time, we normally don't know how to go there because what we need is our fears, and we end up fishing for very nasty stuff. And we end up having energies in our body that does not belong there and bring our energy down. And then we become dependent on the experience again. And we become dependent on needing the psychotropic substance to go into a place of melting again, because we don't know how to be human. So although they can be powerful keys, if you know how to use them, and they can help you in having experiences, they can also be extremely dangerous if your ego self is not prepared to take that expansion, and if you don't know how to integrate the experience. For example, a lot of different Buddhist teachers, some of them would agree with people having psychotropic experiences because they could experience the teachings, and then they would continue with the practice of meditation and prayer in order to keep moving step by step in the staircase. Other teachers were deeply against it because what they said was to be sent in a road all the way into enlightenment without having any sort of tools of knowing how to manage it. So it was like an explosion to the mind. And then the mind becomes addicted to having the explosion and does not want to do the step-by-step walking into enlightenment. So I think I expand a little bit on this, but I don't know if this clarifies a little bit my position on cannabis, ayahuasca, and other substances. Great teachers, a lot when used and known, and when there's somebody who's doing the ceremony with you in a way in which you're going to be protected, and definitely in the need of deep integration process after an experience like that. And I believe that one experience in your lifetime with a medicine plant can be sometimes enough. It's not about quantity or abuse of the substance. It's about what you do with the experience.
About quality. Paola, that's fantastic information. You know what? I think we'll have to get you on again to go more in depth into this, because it's a fascinating subject. Unfortunately, we reached that time of the evening that we have to finish up there. But I'd just like to say a big thank you for coming on.